Let's get into Friday feedback for the week. I hear from you and I respond and I react. You can email info@davidpakman.com. Many important and relevant topics covered in this week's Friday feedback. Not the new website, though. I am keeping all new website discussions elsewhere. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I'm deliberately not including website stuff here since some people don't visit the website and it could be pedantic and boring. Jerry wrote in and Jerry said, "You're a grifter, David. What are you going to do when Trump is your president?" I'll do the show and the show will probably do well. I don't know that much like woke, I don't know that people are really using the term grifter correctly. To me, I would be a grifter if I actually wanted Trump to win, but argued in favor of Joe Biden. Or if my actual political views were different than those I espouse on the show in order to make the show more interesting or something like that. I genuinely believe Biden would be a better president than Trump for 2025 to 2029. All I can do is say that, vote, and talk about it on my show. And then if Trump wins, then I'll do my show. Now, the interesting part about the grifter piece is, I've said before, the show will do better if Trump is president. When Trump became president, this show and progressive independent media in general exploded because all of a sudden people who were not political said, "This seems nuts. Let's see if there's any voice online that agrees with me and let me find a community with which I can commiserate." And that's the mechanism through which progressive shows grew when Trump was president. If Trump is president, I'll do the show and the show will do really well. So the grifter allegation, very misplaced, and all of these, what are you going to do when Trump's president? I'll just do the show. I mean, what else can I do? Unshifted says Trump 2024. So sad to see where America is today and which party brought us here. And yet y'all want to vote in the old man again. When one candidate's 78 and the other one is 81, referring to the old man is not as clear as Unshifted might think. And as is always the case, I ask you, where is America today? And which democratic policies got us here? These people are never specific. And if you sit them down, and they are welcome to call in, I hope you call in and talk to me. I will ask you, tell me exactly the democratic policies that have caused problems and tell me what those problems are. And then we can have a real conversation about it. Over on the Reddit, the question was asked, do you guys think Republicans honestly seek out to have the most controversial and least favorable policies out there? Do they wake up in the morning and say and think, how can we make the majority U.S. population hate us even more today? For example, what is up with them wanting to raise the retirement age? It's like they honestly seek out unfavorable policies. It's two different things. There's two components here. Why? The question's a good one. How do Republicans end up with these absurd policies, opposing abortion when most Americans now favor it, or suggesting we raise the retirement age, or selecting Trump as their nominee? There's two aspects to this. There are path-dependent monopolies, which is a term that may be worthy of researching, which explains to us, Trump 2024 is crazy. Republicans would be better off with someone else. But Trump 2024 took place in the environment generated by the previous 4 years, which was generated by Trump being president the 4 years before that. And the fact that Republicans, some who have opposed Trump, have ended up doing it at personal peril when it comes to their political careers. So we don't just drop in. And it's sort of the same reason Biden is the nominee, right? I mean, as I've said before, if it were up to me and you said there's no incumbent Democratic president, who would you like to see be the nominee? I don't name Biden, but given the circumstances that Biden defeated Trump, has done a reasonably good job as president, has a strong economy. Presidents tend to get reelected. In general, when the economy is good, presidents tend to get reelected even more. Once you do all that analysis, you say, okay, it probably makes sense for Biden to be the nominee. So part of it is that. The other part is, in order to distinguish yourself in the Republican Party of today, you need to be extreme, because being moderate is seen as placating the left. And by moderate, I mean Trump did lose 2020. You say that, there is a slice of the Republican Party that says you're really just a Democrat. You're a Republican in name only. And that sort of environment pushes the party to select more and more extreme candidates and push out moderates to the extent that they exist. Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, folks who are retiring, and folks who have lost. All right, let's look at a poll from the David Pakman Show YouTube community page. Who will Robert F. Kennedy Jr. help more, Trump or Biden? 54,000. That's right. 54,000 of you voted. 69% believe RFK helps Trump, and 31% believe RFK helps Joe Biden. I agree with the majority on this one. I think RFK does help Trump, but by a much smaller margin than he once did, because there are more people, Democrats, center-left independents, who are waking up to the reality that a vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is effectively a vote for Donald Trump. So I do expect that margin to tighten, but I do still think Biden is the one more hurt by RFK Jr. Kenny Buckner says, everyone that says bad stuff about Trump is ignorant. Trump is trying to save this country. Some people don't have the brains to see it. I would love for Kenny to call into my show. Kenny, please call in. I want to talk to you. I want to know what policies Trump wants to save the country. I want to know what the country needs to be saved from. Because when you really do an honest accounting, violent crime continuing down for 30 decades, record low homicide rates, a level of dynamism in the American economy with sustained low unemployment, wages rising faster than inflation, which has come down, reasonable GDP, a number of patents and trademarks per capita that continues to see the U.S. at the forefront when it comes to business and entrepreneurship, reasonable relationships with our allies around the world. You know, I want to know, what are we trying to be saved from? And why is it you think Trump is going to be able to save us? Please call in, my friend. Please, please call in. CeeLo commented on YouTube, 2 million subscribers, my ass. Just look at how many likes and comments on this guy's stuff. I don't really know what I'm supposed to glean from this, but it is always the case that only a fraction of your subscribers see any one video. And so it is very common that channels with 2 million subscribers have several videos a month with 500,000 to 700,000, 500,000 to 700,000 views, a bunch around 250,000, dozens around 100,000, and then a bunch of videos that don't do that well, sort of a normal distribution. 2 million subscribers, we get about 45 or 50 million views a month. The numbers are pretty reasonable, but understand that the implication here always is we've paid for YouTube subscribers. Who you pay, I don't know. The YouTube subscribers we have are bots. I don't really know what that means. I guess by bots, they mean what? I don't know. You create a fake Google account to then subscribe and you're not really a person. What I can tell you is it seems like a very complicated way to build a YouTube channel rather than just putting out content people want and building your subscriber base over many years, which is what I did. John Blanderson says, when David said, I do a beautiful miso salmon, I had a vision of my grandfather saying the same thing in his condo in Boca. Great show, David. The dry humor is the cherry on top of your excellent continuing analysis of the conservative machine. I sincerely appreciate your earnest and integrity, and also your sweater collection. I wasn't joking. I do a beautiful miso salmon. It's like a regular, I've got a white chicken chili that is on repeat. I have a beautiful, I call it my orange soup. It's actually Adina Sussman's recipe. It's a squash, carrot, and wait, what's the other orange vegetable? squash, carrot, and sweet potato. Beautiful soup. We've got that on rotation. And then I have an absolutely phenomenal 1-sheet miso salmon. You get yourself some, I prefer the multicolored fingerling potatoes. Those purple fingerlings thrown in with the yellow is beautiful. But you can use any kind of small potato. And then you saute big package of spinach. Okay, I'm talking like if you can get a 10-ouncer, big package of spinach. And you've got your miso salmon with your beautiful fingerling potatoes and the sauteed spinach. It's a beautiful dinner. None of that was a joke. All of those comments are real. I take culinary elements very, very seriously, John. Okay, and then one more here. One other poll from the YouTube channel. 109,000 of you voted in this one. The question was, Donald Trump recently said restrictions on abortion should be left up to states. Will this make a difference in the 2024 election? 55% of you said yes, Trump's recent abortion statements will make a difference, but 45% of you said no. Now, I understand both sides. Trump's dilly-dallying and riding the fence now on abortion is transparently angering lots of people. You would think it will make a difference. However, the counterpoint is voters vote mostly at the federal level on the economy, and they will have forgotten about it by November, and or Trump is pissing off the same number of people on the left as on the right, so it'll be a wash. I can see both sides. I lean towards, on the margins, yes, Trump's recent comments on abortion will make a difference. Let me know what you think. info@davidpakman.com. If you have things you'd like to contribute to Friday feedback, remember, the new website is live at joinpakman.com. I would love for you to be our newest member, and you can use the coupon code SAVEDEMOCRACY24. The premium newsletter subscription now includes weekend written opinion pieces. Check that out on our Substack. And lastly, the 3 children's books are indeed available. davidpakman.com/book. Check it out. The bonus show is coming up.